of the trends that we're watching is coerced debt. And just a brief synopsis of what that is. That's legislation that says that someone who is a victim of domestic violence or trafficking or something else shouldn't be held responsible for the debt that they incurred at the hands or the force of somebody else. The concern that we have from a vehicle finance perspective is that obviously that kind of legislation could be abused by not just those abusers, but by people who are fraudsters, who want to claim that debt was coerced and it wasn't. Obviously, we believe victims, but we also don't want to give a roadmap to fraud. And so one thing that needs to be excluded from that legislation is secured debts, including vehicles and homes. Another thing we saw this year that was surprising to me, we've always seen legislation on repossession, but we saw a bill in a state that would have so severely restricted how long one would have to wait before a vehicle is sold, that it really would hurt the consumer. And certainly well-intentioned, but would have disastrous consequences, particularly for consumers. One more trend I wanted to mention is that as the CFPB has contracted under this administration, some of those regulators have gone to the states. That's happened beforehand. And generally speaking, we've seen a number of bank regulators, whether they be state bank regulators or national bank regulators, move into state non-bank regulatory space. And it matters because sometimes those state regulators don't see the distinction between banks and non-banks. For example, one state thought that vehicle finance companies and everyone they regulate should be subject to federal anti-money laundering requirements. But we're not in a situation where you could launder money in the way they envision because we're not holding deposits in the vehicle finance space. That's just one example.